Hey everybody, it's Joseph Christ here with Brad Simons.
Hello.
Coming at you from E3 2013, and we just saw The Evil Within. What do you think, Brad?
Well, you know how I think about it because
I
I
do.
talked about it on last night's podcast. What I want to know is what you think about it, Joseph.
So I'll tell you how I feel. Last night in the podcast, you were very positive about it. I'm pretty positive about it as well. Here's my little thing about it. For people that don't know, Evil Within is a new horror game coming out by Bethesda. You play a cop who finds himself in a mental hospital, which is my first problem with the game. And it's sort of this gory, Resident Evil-y, kind of reminds me of Resident Evil 4 more than anything else.
Resident Evil 4 meets Silent Hill, you could say.
Silent Hill. So I liked it. I liked the beginning of it. I liked the first parts of it where you're sort of running through this mental hospital from this madman chainsaw type of thing, and that was kind of cool. My thing is, it's like, I don't know, like at the end of the demo, he leaves the mental hospital, and first of all, mental hospital is a sort of cliche, so I'm not sure if that was absolutely necessary. He leaves the mental hospital, and the entire city is destroyed with a giant, earthquake split through the center of it.
Very Silent Hill.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like, does it need to go that far? Does it need to be that, crazy? It would have been fine if he was just escaping from this house of horrors to me.
Well, like a lot of horror that takes place in a mental hospital, it could be crazy.
It could be crazy.
The world might not actually be fucked up.
That's true, because they do some of that, where he's sort of running through a hallway away from these people, and the hallway starts changing, and it sort of does this sort of amnesia type of thing. And at one point, blood starts spilling down and whatnot.
Regardless, I imagine it's going to be rather supernatural.
I think it will be. So I mean, I enjoyed it.
You did see the thing that came out of that blood puddle, right? At the end of the demo.
Yes, it's sort of that ring, spidery woman with multiple arms and whatnot.
Haunts my nightmares.
It is pretty nightmarish. But I like it. I'm just hoping it doesn't get too, the whole world is sucked into this hole of blackness. Sort of
I imagine it's going to take place mostly inside that asylum.
I just don't want to see any B-17s going into volcanoes, is what I'm saying.
No.
I don't want any boulder punching.
You're getting Resident Evil 5 and 6 vibes from this?
No,
I'm actually.
Well, when things get kind of crazy, I kind of do a little bit.
No, but see, I'm actually getting more old school Resident Evil vibes with Resident Evil 4, I guess combat controls and camera.
I certainly got that at the very beginning. In fact, when the police first pull up to the mental hospital, I felt like Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3. And then when there was one part where he goes to it's hard to tell where he is, but he's in this seems like a small village, and these enemies start coming at him en masse, and that seemed like Resident Evil 4 to me. So I am getting those. I just see things like the destroyed city, and I get a little worried that it's going to get a little off the wall.
Like
overly.
Twisted.
Too big and grand and twisted.
See, you're saying two things that actually don't seem that connected to each other.
Okay, more grand then.
See, I don't think it's going to be like this. I think it's going to be a very small horror story. Even though he came out of that place and it's destroyed, I think it's more of this Beetlejuice effect or something. They go out and it's sandworms and oh, I guess we have to stay in here.
Right.
I think that's just going to be the reason he doesn't leave the mental hospital.
And that would be great if that's the case. I would love that. I'm hoping they go in that direction.
There's not going to be bombers going into volcanoes.
I hope not.
It's going to get supernatural, but this is definitely, I feel tonally a throwback to some of the earlier horror stuff that Mikami did. And in fact, in interviews, he's even kind of dismissed, I guess, the modern horror game. He sort of backhands current Resident Evil a little bit without actually saying Resident Evil,
right,
and saying what horror games used to be like and should be like. And because of that, I think you're not going to be fighting zombies with chain guns or anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. If any type of air vehicle, airplane, helicopter goes into any sort of geological feature like a volcano, you owe me a hot dog.
Fine. And you sound like Nick.
There's been a lot of hot dog betting here. So. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I liked it.
Me too.
All right. Well, then we're in agreement. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Joseph Christ, Brad Simons, 4playernetwork.com coming to you from E3 2013.
Peace out, bitches.